The house is not an asset. It is a liability. You no longer have to pay property taxes. You no longer have to do maintenance on the house. You're going to have to go rent someplace. But I don't want to sell my house, Grant. Oh my God, my wife loves it. The kids love it. Yeah, well, guess what? You just said you'd do whatever it takes, and now you're not willing to do whatever it takes.
You believe in renting versus owning a house?
100%. The richest people on planet Earth didn't own a home on the way up, and then they bought 20 homes when they finally made it.
Imagine being worth hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars and still choosing to rent your home. No, not because you can't afford it, not because you're waiting for the perfect mansion, but because the world's richest people know something about money that most of us don't. And once you hear the reason, you'll never look at buying a house the same way again. Welcome to Review Daddy, where we decode the mystery behind every trend. And a special shout out to our returning subscribers. You are our VIPs. Let's deep dive immediately. Most of us are taught that buying a home is the ultimate sign of success. Stop renting, own an asset, build equity. That's the dream, right? But for billionaires, ownership isn't the dream. It's a trap. And that's why people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and even hedge fund managers with private jets often choose to rent their homes instead of buying. Here's the shocking truth. For billionaires, a house is a liability. Buying ties up capital in an asset that, believe it or not, doesn't grow nearly as fast as the markets, private equity, or even tax-advantaged funds. Renting, on the other hand, keeps their cash liquid, free, and ready to multiply. While the average person brags about home ownership, the ultra-wealthy brag about what their money is doing while they rent. Take Elon Musk, for example. Despite having a net worth that soars above $200 billion, Musk made the shocking decision to sell off nearly all of his lavish real estate holdings, including several mansions in California, and instead moved into a tiny $50,000 modular home near his SpaceX launch site. Even more surprising? Reports suggest he doesn't even own the house, he rents it. But the why behind this move reveals the billionaire mindset. For Musk, every extra dollar tied up in real estate is essentially dead weight. A dollar that isn't fueling Tesla's rapid innovation, powering SpaceX's missions to Mars, or funding new groundbreaking ventures. To billionaires, capital isn't just money, it's oxygen. It must flow, expand, and multiply. And when you're playing at their level, you don't park oxygen in brick and mortar. You deploy it where it can breathe life into billion-dollar opportunities. Now let's look at the second example, Mark Zuckerberg. The founder of Facebook is worth over $100 billion. Yet despite having enough money to buy entire neighborhoods, Zuckerberg chooses to live relatively modestly and in some cases prefers renting over owning mega mansions. Why? Because for billionaires, real estate isn't about comfort. It's about liquidity and control. Owning property ties up capital, locks you into one location, and exposes you to maintenance costs, property taxes, and public scrutiny. By renting, Zuckerberg avoids these burdens, stays flexible, and more importantly, keeps his billions working in higher-yield assets like tech investments, private equity, and even philanthropy vehicles that double as tax shields. To him, a house is just a roof, not an investment strategy. That's why billionaires like Zuckerberg see renting as freedom, the freedom to keep their wealth circulating where it multiplies fastest.
In 1997, when I released Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that book caused a bit of an upset because I said, your house is not an asset. So in today's world, if you want to be rich, you have to know the difference between assets versus liabilities. One of the reasons so many people are struggling financially today is simply because they're calling their liabilities assets, such as your house is not an asset, your car is not an asset, and things like that.
Now compare these above examples with the middle-class dream. Buying a house, working decades to pay off a 20 or 30-year mortgage, and finally celebrating ownership. But by then, you've locked away hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, in an illiquid asset that can't be easily converted into cash, and its growth potential is often modest compared to other opportunities. For the average person, that feels safe. But for billionaires, it's the exact opposite of wealth building. They see a house not as a dream, but as a trap. Capital sitting still when it could be multiplying. Renting gives them something more valuable than ownership: freedom to move, liquidity to reinvest, and massive leverage to chase bigger plays. They don't want to be tied down. They want flexibility, optionality, and speed. That's the mindset difference. The middle class seeks security. Billionaires seek acceleration.
The average home earns 1% a year over the last 100 years. Okay, now there'll be 3 years where there's big spikes, like there's been one recently, but there's no spikes right now. You can't even sell your home today in this marketplace. We have the slowest home sales in America than we've had since probably the late 1990s. It's a disaster because they raised interest rates to 7.5%. And until those get relieved, until that 7.5 becomes like 4, house prices are going to stay high and they're not going to sell, which is even worse. There's almost $12 trillion of equity sitting in homes, dying, not earning money, not earning cash flow. And then there's these 135 million people that are paying property taxes.
So where does the money go instead? The wealthy don't just let their cash sit idle in a mansion or traditional savings account. They funnel it into hedge funds that multiply their wealth through complex strategies, into venture capital, where they bet on the next trillion-dollar startup, and into private credit markets that pay them steady double-digit returns while banks lend cautiously. They also diversify into luxury collectibles, rare art, vintage cars, and even wine, that appreciate over time while serving as status symbols. Add tax shelters and offshore structures that legally minimize what they owe, and you see the game clearly. Billionaires never allow money to sleep. Every dollar is placed in an asset that compounds and expands. That's the hidden difference between the wealthy and everyone else. They don't park money where it sits. They park it where it grows, multiplies, and secures generational power. By the way, quick pause, because if billionaires care about protecting their money, you should care about protecting your data. That's where today's sponsor, NORDVPN, comes in. Think of NORDVPN like a private vault for your online life. It shields your browsing, blocks trackers, and keeps hackers away, whether you're on public Wi-Fi, traveling, or just scrolling at home. Plus, it lets you connect to servers all over the world so you can access content that might normally be locked in your region. Click the link in our description box now to get an exclusive deal plus a huge discount. Protect yourself today, because privacy is wealth too. So next time you hear someone laugh at a billionaire for renting a home, remember this: they're not playing the same game as the rest of us. They're not chasing stability, they're chasing scalability. And that's why they'll always stay 3 steps ahead. If this changed how you see money, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. If you had $1 billion today, would you buy a mansion or rent and invest? Now watch the next video on your screen now to discover where the wealthy actually put the money they don't spend on real estate.